Okay.
Real candy.
But before that candy, I have something even better. I have
Vitamin
this
C.
very good quality,
Ah.
extremely nice.
Snot.
I don't know how many years it's been in that tissue.
Oh, it smells
So I
really
have this very nice tissue that I award to the first participant.
Yeah.
And then I have candy that I forcibly stole from my friend.
Wow. Promote stealing. How dare you? That's not cool to be kind to you.
You know, well actually, last year I joined Cool to Be Kind, taught by Miss London. There's only 2 people in there, including me.
This year there's a lot. This year there's like a dozen.
Ah, that's changed. I see.
Well, now it's not cool to be kind, so now it's cool to steal candy from your friend.
Now, yeah. Don't tell others that I said that. Right.
Bro,
Alright, so today, welcome to Happy Fun Greatness. Lesson, I don't know, 8. Today we're talking about the Iliad again. I believe this is the 4th lesson. Okay, now a little recap from before.
I have 2 pages of recap.
2 pages recap. I don't need to hear the recap. You get 1 candy.
I would have to be happy better than him. 1v1 me, bro.
It wasn't 1 piece. Well, it was. Actually, it was.
Okay, each of you get a candy if I have more than 2 pieces. I don't know. I never counted them. Okay, so before.
It's just a bunch of fights.
Wait, why did I put that?
It's just a bunch of fights.
Yeah, it's just 1v1 me, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I have a nice recap. Give me candy too.
Now, last time we stopped at the place where, like, the Trojan boy, Hector, is gonna challenge Achilles again. So basically, Hector's his brother, like dead brother, because Hector's brother was killed by Achilles, right? And then Athena turned into Hector's dead bro. And then Hector's dead bro came and started shaming Hector. Like, you're the disgrace of our family, you know? You suck, bro. You suck, bro. So he starts shaming Hector, and in like Greek or slash like Trojan, like I guess you can call them Achaean, like this, like belief, being shamed of like fearing of battle is like the utmost disrespect you can get. So Hector, out of I guess his pride and shame for like abandoning his men, like running away, he agreed to like meet Achilles and they fight. So before they fight though, Hector proposed something to Achilles. Basically, he knows he's gonna die because Achilles is basically invulnerable. He can't be killed unless you spit at his kneecaps or something. So yeah, heel.
Sorry.
Yes. So Hector knows that he's gonna die. So what does he do? He proposes that the winner would not disrespect the loser's body. Yeah. So basically, he wants Achilles to like not stab his body and kick it around like football when he's dead. So that's what he proposed. But Achilles refused, right? And now I have a video.
Oh yeah.
Right? This is gonna be I'm gonna go over this video once, like the entire time, and I'm gonna talk you through it. This is basically Hector versus Achilles. This is the Trojan game. That's Hector. Praise.
No.
That's Achilles.
Oh wow.
Why does he look like Kendall Jenner?
No, for some reason I really like his arm.
Who's walking like that?
That's Hector.
Okay.
The one with the chunky armor. Yeah. The weird decorations.
Hector kind of looks like Kendall Jenner.
I'll make a pact with you.
Wait, let me turn the volume. Damn, the volumes.
The gods is our witness. seen this moment in my dreams. I've seen this moment in my dreams. I'll make a pact with you.
Okay.
It's too fast. That is too fast.
So basically, there are some parts of this movie that I like to discuss. Now you asked that why, why even if Achilles is invincible, he still needs to wear armor, right? So I summed up that there are like two reasons. Now first one is this movie's fault. Because this movie portrayed Achilles, I don't know, this movie never really portrayed Achilles as being this invincible general. It just portrayed him as this really skillful warrior. Though I guess it's like his invincibility means that others can't harm him. Not that he's like, if you smash a sword against him, the sword will break, not that type. I feel like the movie made so that it's basically the sword won't reach that far to cut it, that sort of invincibility. Yeah. So, and the second reason would be like basic armor and like battlefield rules and stuff. Because donning a shield, winning like a chest plate and like armor, I think that's the basic etiquette of like battle. Like at least have some sort of chivalry. Now there are some parts that I like to discuss. The first part, what's that first part? Oh yeah. So Hector, right now, he proposes.
With you. If the gods as our witnesses, let us pledge that the winner will allow the loser all the proper funeral rituals. There are no paths between lions and men.
So basically he says, Hector wants to propose that, we're gonna, respect each other. But Achilles said, no, there are no pacts between lion and men. He's referring himself to lion, so that shows his big pride and stuff. The movie did a pretty good job illustrating this. But one thing the movie didn't do very well was this part. There's a lot of fighting. There, I think it's here.
Don't take my glory.
There. So in this place, you can see Achilles throwing his shield away. You never do that. You never see that in Greek mythology. Not even like, well, you never see that in history. Not even in Greek mythology. You see someone like throwing a shield away. Because shields are meant to be the utmost respect. Like your symbol as a warrior is basically your shield. Because shields are meant to like protect it. They're like this guardian of your soul, basically. I mean, like you know, spears, you can jab them, but they can be broken. So yeah, whatever, spears. But shields, you never see anyone throw away the shield, and it is considered extremely like unlucky to have a shield broken, or like, it is considered extremely like sort of like shameful to have your shield like taken away and like thrown away and stuff. So this part that I don't think the movie did too well, because you clearly see Achilles is eating his shield away. That's this part. Alright, that's basically Achilles versus Hector. I got a few more clips coming. Okay, book 22. Like after the like before that, that's also book 22. But after Achilles kills Hector, he ties Hector to his chariot and drags him back to camp. So he puts one leg with a rope onto his like sort of sick car, and then starts driving and just drags Hector's body.
So he disrespects his body.
He disrespects his body. In like the movie, Hector's body is like tattered and stuff. But in this case, like because Apollo and Thetis promised, like I forgot, I think promised Priam or something. Because Apollo promised to keep Hector's body in good condition. So Hector's body keeps like regenerating itself even though he's dead. That's Apollo sprinkling some fairy dust on Hector. And also he drags, Achilles drags Hector back to the Greek camp where the Greek soldiers start stabbing Hector.
How savage.
Disrespect. In book 23, the Greeks hold a like ceremony for Patroclus. The ghost of Patroclus like suddenly appears one night in Achilles' dream, and then tells Achilles to like, you know, man, I just want a quick funeral. You know, I don't want all this like big sacrifices. I just want a quick end. You know, I want to go to the Elysian fields and I want to like eat grapes and olives and all that. So Achilles like accepts this and then starts his like funeral ceremony the next day. Well, he still sort of, you know, killed 12 Trojan sacrifices. So he killed 12 people and then let them, you know, as sort of goats, you know, 陪葬.
Oh, that's not nice.
And then they burned the corpse. They cremated the
Whose
corpse.
corpse?
Patroclus's.
Oh.
So you know they
Bro.
yes, they got the corpse. They actually fought for the corpse. Then they got it. They burned it.
So basically it's Patroclus' funeral.
Yes. So then next day, they begin the funeral games, which are games
Wow.
held in funerals. I guess it's basically they're looking at death. It's like, oh, this guy died. This guy's pretty famous, you know. Let's make a game about it. So they start playing games. They have like chariot racing, wrestling, archery competitions. For some reason, the Iliad goes in like very specified details on the games, which I don't think are that important. Like they actually go into so much detail that they say like blah blah blah. Like for example, Jeff lost at boxing because he stepped on cow manure. They actually said that. But that's,
Maybe it's symbolism.
it's maybe, but my monkey brain is too like too complicated. So yeah, that's book 23. In book 24, Achilles continues to stab Hector's dead body for like a week.
What?
No, wait, for 2 weeks actually. So every day, I'll imagine every day he just goes to his dead body, looks at it, spits on it, and starts kicking it around. But every time, the body will heal itself again, because
Oh.
that's
It's like
this.
prolonging his strain.
Yes. But it's also like, he'll preserve the body until Hector gets a proper funeral, that sort of thing. Now, Zeus doesn't like it. No, Zeus doesn't like Achilles stabbing this random guy, not random guy, this Prince of Troy for so long. So he tells like Thetis, like Achilles' mom, to tell Achilles that, hey, stop. You gotta like return body, okay? And Achilles, because Achilles can't defy God, so he can only accept. He said, fine. Then, the next day, big surprise. Priam. Now, does anyone remember who Priam is?
No. I don't.
Everybody pressure her
No.
right now.
No. No.
Priam is the king of Troy.
You had that. It was in your notes.
Reynolds or it's your fault.
Priam was basically the king of Troy, the father of Hector, Paris, and another, yeah. That's basically Priam, this old king. Now he actually goes to the Greek camp and convinces Achilles to, like return his son's body. Now in book 24, like continued book 24, Achilles finally accepts Priam, and the two men cry together for their losses. Now,
What?
yes,
How did that happen?
I don't know.
He killed his son.
It happened.
It happened. So, well, the big explanation for this would be like Achilles, because in the Iliad, Priam was guided by Hermes to like the Greek camp, and Achilles was astonished by Priam's, courage and stuff, and so Achilles has like this respect for Priam. And then Priam starts like using the power of logic and sort of
It's Greek mythology.
shame, No, he's like convincing him to return his son.
Short answer, Greek mythology.
So basically the two men weep together for their losses. And this is where the big turning point happened. Basically, Achilles apologized. So Achilles actually said, bro, I'm sorry I killed your son, bro. That he actually said that. And then, so I guess this is the part where you could say the two men realize that they are not enemies, but their higher ups are enemies. So it's like,
Romeo and Juliet.
No.
No, but like their higher ups are enemies.
well, yeah, okay. I guess you can think of it
Without
like
the
that.
dark, without the love.
It's more like Achilles. It's like basically this war forced upon them
They
by
are
someone
like
else.
friends.
What?
So they are like friends.
No, they're not friends. I mean Achilles still killed his son. They're not friends. They respect each other. I think that's all. But they're definitely not friends. So they shake their hands, and Hector's body is, returned to Troy and have a big funeral and stuff. And then that's like both sides weep for their loss. This bright early morning, both sides cry, and that's
Cry.
and that's
Adria.
the end.
Wow.
That's the end of the Iliad.
Wow. Half the class is asleep.
It's
Yes. And the people that are having a sleep kindly wake up.
Yeah, only one
So
person.
they're like actually asleep.
Yeah. Let me put on.
We need to reassess why we're here, guys.
Well,
Your ECA isn't your social time or
Louis.
What?
那念头 would be better for sleep.
Do it.
Yeah, just punch her.
What? No.
账号这个叫啥？叫。
哦，老师是我练的。开始进化了。Louis 都编的素质。
Sorry.
Guys, we have to remember, Lewis takes a lot of his spare time to prepare these.
Yeah.
So, sometimes your teachers need to prepare lessons and you have to listen in the lessons. Lewis is no different, okay?
我有一个小例子的表情包，说真没礼貌，然后我就是在你表情在发言。
Yes, yes.
真没礼貌。
Yes.
然后在去看戴着帽子。
Now, what happened after? Okay.
There's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Now that's the Iliad, but in other things, the Iliad, not the Iliad, but the story continues, because the war isn't over. Now I think you all know the Trojan horse and stuff, right? Yeah. Now basically what happened was a few days passed. Everyone is very sad. Everyone wants to go home, but
It's just like when you're in COVID. Lockdown.
yes. Now that's very nice, Chuck.
Yeah.
Now, but the only difference between Troy and the Greeks is that the Greeks turned their sadness into determination. So they want to end the war once and for all. And
Wait, who?
the Greeks want to end the war in one smart, concise battle. That's basically what they want to do. Now, so they came up with one trick. They built a giant wooden horse, this giant horse out of their burnt ships. Because the Trojans actually burned quite a lot of ships. They built a giant horse with all those spare wood, and they stuffed the ship with 40 soldiers, and sort of just left. They just sort of left it there for a day or something. I don't know how the soldiers pooped or no, but I mean that's that.
How long?
For a day, or at least about a day before the Trojans came out. So
They don't just a day. Okay, why are we talking
they
about?
just stuffed the horse with a lot of soldiers and sort of.
How big was it though, compared to a human?
Big.
I guess. I mean, if you look at in art, because there's multiple images and illustrations about the Iliad, the horse is usually. I mean, if this was a person, the horse would usually be this big, like an average horse,
Oh.
or maybe slightly bigger.
这是什么吓人的吗？
They fit 40 people in.
And they fit 40 people in there.
How?
Yeah, how?
Well, that's illustrations, but I guess no, not.
It's actually history.
Well, I mean, if everything is gonna be Greek mythology, then it's not gonna be interesting anymore, right? You gotta have some explanations. So, the explanation for this will be they build it bigger. Alright, so they built this giant horse. And then the Greeks told the Trojans that, by rough, we're gonna go now. So they told them that they're gonna go, right? And the Trojans, because they're both very tired, and the Trojans, because they both suffered great loss and stuff, so the Trojans sort of believed them, And a few days passed, A few days passed, and nothing happened. So the Trojans really thought the Greeks left. So they went out of the city like, oh, regarde!
Oh,
And then-
français.
And then they see this giant thing in the distance. And then when they came to it, they saw it as a giant horse. And you know, they thought it was like a gift given to them by a cadeau given to them by the Greeks. Because you know, in like Greek chivalry model, like battle chivalry, sort of like first each side's gotta first exchange gifts. You know, and then when the war is over, if they have reached a truce or something, they're gonna give more gifts. You know, so the Trojans thought that the horse was a giant gift.
Oh, this explains everything.
So stupid.
Oh no, not stupid. It's just
Tradition.
It's tradition.
How can they take that much
How
time?
do the soldiers eat the horse?
I don't know. Cannibalism.
可以把它
I
放
don't
哪里
know.
啊？
I don't know. I actually don't know. They spent like 3 days in a horse. Like
Yeah,
if you count the first day the Greeks left, and then next few days the Trojans
Wow.
came. If you count that, then technically, I don't know how they survived.
They eat the horse. They eat wood.
They brought food, of
The
course.
termites.
Oh, of course.
That's a great explanation. Yeah, that's it.
The bug that eats wood.
Yeah. So
And that size looks more normal.
yes, that size looks way
Better.
better. Yes. So the Trojans decided to take the horse inside their walls. Now this image, it's like, oh yeah, fine. But in like more precise records, it's they actually said that the horse was so big that they had to like take down a part of the wall to like bring it in.
What?
Well, yes, the horse is so big.
What
that
if they down part of the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're like, oh, it's a present. I need to present it to like the god of Troy, like as a whole, you know.
Let's
So they
go
won't-
see outside.
So they won't. So they technically
Because
won't.
of course they're gonna take it into their city. It's a gift from the Greeks. They have to respect it.
Yes.
给到他们嘛。
Well, I mean, well, I mean, technically it's wood. It's gonna rot away in like 30 years or something. So, no, 10 years or something. It's gonna rot away.
儿子遛啊。
Stop it. Respect the lesson.
Now, next day, the Trojans celebrate all day and get drunk. You know, they all get they all get drunk. All get terribly drunk. So everyone in like Troy fell asleep. And then so that's when the 40 soldiers snuck out in mid-daylight. And then
Midday.
oh no wait, midnight. I'm sorry, midnight.
I can't stop laughing.
They went out, right? And then I would like to imagine what the Greeks did, you know, because for example, this pencil. For example, this is the wooden horse. This is the shore, right? And then this is like this weird gulf thing, and this is Troy. So I'd imagine that the Greeks, they sort of left, and then they circled around. Or another possible explanation is that the Greeks left and they went to this part, right? So they don't see it. They only see the horse. So the Greeks pull like an Uno reverse there. You know?
Wait, that looks like a human. Wait, turn around. Look, eyes, nose. Yeah.
Never mind.
So basically, these 40 soldiers inside the chariot. No, not chariot.
The horse.
The horse. They opened the gates of Troy, and then
And let the Greeks.
yeah, and let their comrades in.
Nice word.
Yes.
Russian. Soviet Union.
No, it's not Soviet Union. Hold your tongue. Next one is what happened after that. Well, basically, to be concise, in conclusion, as as a result of the 10-year war, they killed the city. They 屠城了一下, you know? So they slaughtered the city. Basically. So they went in, they took this giant vacuum cleaner out, and then they sort of pillaged the city. They killed everyone, took all, looted their homes, went to their ground basements, freed the children, and killed them after. Sort of like that. That's all they did.
Paris.
Harry
Yes.
Potter.
Basically, Achilles was shot by Paris and died. Basically. It said that Apollo guided Paris's arrow to like Achilles' weak spot. You know, and voila, prophecy fulfilled. Achilles died a glorious death in battle. Although I wouldn't say it's that glorious because they were killing an entire city amount of people. It's not really glorious.
Achilles is Greek.
The Greeks.
Which tribe?
So the Greeks sent the horse into Troy. And when Troy is asleep, they opened the door. And the Greeks went in. Yes. Actually, yes. I don't know if you see us going on in play. They went in. They killed Troy. The end.
And during that battle, Paris shot Achilles.
Yes.
Lost.
Now,
Harry Potter!
basically, they killed the entire city. They're like, bye guys. And then they go home. That's basically the end of, like,
Wait, which side is
That's so
Paris?
ironic.
Paris and Hector are on the Trojan side. So you know, Paris was the one who stole Helen, the pretty lady. You know?
Helen. But did Paris die? Like,
Paris
he
died.
in the battle?
He
They all died.
They all died. No, actually not everyone. Because you know, Aeneas.
The king.
No, Aeneas, like the guy who stepped in the wrong film crew, who later wrote his own book, the Aeneid.
Wait, what do you mean he stepped into the wrong film crew?
Because he's not very important.
He's not that important in this, but he is very important because the Romans regarded Aeneid.
Oh yeah, I know. But what did he do?
You know, I think he became the founder of Rome.
Oh,
Like after he escaped from Troy.
that's pretty
Aeneas.
good.
Yes. There's actually a really good photo. No, not photo. A drawing out there. Basically, it's Aeneid carrying Priam on his shoulders with his younger sister and younger brother, and they're fleeing from a city on fire, and that's basically Troy. This is very good. I can email you the image if you're interested.
Sure.
It's very nice.
But why would he carry Priam?
I don't know. I guess because the king was intelligent and Aeneas liked him. I guess.
Oh, I have an unrelated question. Is your name Louis or Louis?
Louis.
I go by Louis. Okay, now
I got questions. Lil'Louie.
Lil'Louie. Woo! Yes. I think Helen actually suffered. So basically, when the Greeks went in, they wanted to kill everyone, right? In the movie, it's basically Achilles found Helen, and then to stop her from being killed by the other Greeks, you know. So he found him, he got shot, he died, and then Helen, she sort of ran away. I think in some cases, it said that Helen was like captured by like weird clans and like other like bandits and stuff, and then ended her life really miserably. That's the end of the most beautiful woman in Europe.
Stop. That's an ironic ending on the Iliad.
That is very ironic.
Quick question: Did China, 就是四大文 like in like history suffer that much?
貂蝉是讲的吗？
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, sort of.
I have a question. Which Greek is learning that? Stop, don't, completely
Yeah,
yeah.
thing.
My grade.
Oh, I already learned it last week. 10th grade?
I had a deja vu moment of this actually.
Wait, why does that guy have a big wheel and a small wheel?
Never mind that.
That's just new.
It's an old bicycle.
I'm sorry, I thought it was a man.
It is a man.
So that's on an old bicycle.
Now I have some clips
Oh.
from the movie, the Iliad movie. Now this part is the first battle, the truce battle between Paris and Menelaus. You know, the one where Aphrodite whisks him away on a pink cloud, basically. But in this version, gods don't interfere that much, so it's 99% all human. Now it's pretty interesting.
99% all human. Wait,
Yeah, that's the clip.
wait, can you explain?
Oh my god.
So basically, in this part, it's basically they hold a truce. Paris versus Menelaus. Two men fight. You know, Menelaus easily overpowers Paris, and then Paris is a coward. You know, in the Iliad, Paris' cowardice is shown when he escaped on a cloud. But in this case, his cowardice is shown literally when he ran to his brother and holding his leg.
Bro.
Some more clips. Show you next class.